SKOL Nation, stop scrolling right now. U.S. Bank Stadium is buzzing with breaking news, and one number is already on the table. 27 field goals made out of 29 attempts. A kicker just forced Kevin O'Connell to rewrite the entire game plan. J. McCarthy dodged a league fine that could have cost $17,000, and a franchise left tackle's health status just shifted Sunday Night Football's offensive strategy. Insiders dropped the first bomb this morning, and here's your payoff. That 27 out of 29 stat? It belongs to the player the Vikings are treating like a wee pawn, not a kicker. If you skull louder than you breathe and want the Cowboys silenced, smash that like button right now. We start with the admission Kevin O'Connell made that has the entire NFL talking. Stay locked. There's a double cliffhanger at the end that involves Christian Darrisaw's knee and a Cowboys concussion protocol clearance. Closed-door meeting. Coaching staff huddled. Kevin O'Connell looked at his special teams coordinator and said something that rarely gets said about a kicker. We have to change the entire game plan. The player forcing that shift? Brandon Aubrey. And here's why this is massive. Aubrey isn't just a kicker, he's a cheat code. 27 field goals made out of 29 attempts this season, only one missed extra point out of 39 tries. The man is on pace for another All-Pro selection, and O'Connell admitted something that should make every Vikings fan pay attention. Situational football is different because of him. Listen to what the head coach said, word for word. You gotta understand that situational football could be different. He's a weapon. The fact that we're even talking about this right now shows you that he's a weapon in the football game. When's the last time you heard a head coach say that about a kicker? This isn't about respect. This is about fear. The Cowboys don't need to reach the red zone to score. If Dallas crosses midfield, they're in Aubrey's range. That's not an exaggeration, that's math. Aubrey burst onto the scene in 2023 from seemingly nowhere and immediately established himself as the most dangerous leg in the NFL. He hits kicks from impossible distances with surgical accuracy, and defenses have no answer. For Minnesota, this changes everything. 4th and short near midfield. The Vikings can't assume a punt. They have to prepare for Dallas going for it or letting Aubrey attempt a 55-yarder. That's two completely different defensive packages. O'Connell and defensive coordinator Brian Flores now have to account for a kicker the way most teams account for a deep threat receiver. The ripple effect is real. Minnesota's punt coverage has to be sharper. Their offensive drives can't stall around the 50-yard line. Every yard, and let Cowboys fans know the Vikings are ready. But as dangerous as Aubrey is, the next story is about a player who avoided a punishment that could have changed Minnesota's season. J. McCarthy took a hit that had the league watching, and here's what was at stake. The NFL rulebook is clear. First roughing the passer violation cost $17,389. A second violation in the same season, $23,186. Martin's hit gave Minnesota a first down, extended the drive, and the Vikings finished it with a 2-yard touchdown pass to T.J. Hawkinson. But the real question wasn't what happened on the field, it was what would happen after the game. Would the league fine Martin? Would they set a precedent? Would McCarthy's health be a factor in the decision? Saturday arrived, and the NFL dropped the report. No fine, no supplemental discipline. The only Washington player punished was linebacker Nick Belleray, who got hit with $10,847 for unnecessary roughness on a separate play. For McCarthy, this is huge. The young quarterback just completed his first game without an interception, finishing 16 of 23 for 163 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 129.2. That's a light. The league chose not to fine Martin sends a message. They believe the penalty on the field was enough. That's important because it means McCarthy isn't getting special protection. He's being treated like every other quarterback in the league. For a rookie, that's a sign of respect. Vikings fans, do you think Martin should have been fined? Was the hit dirty or just hard football? Drop your vote below. And if you're proud of how McCarthy bounced back from that hit to finish the game strong, smash that like button and let the league know Minnesota's franchise quarterback is untouchable. But list 2 names, Christian Darrisaw, Levi Drake Rodriguez. One name brings worry, the other brings relief. Let's start with the anchor, Christian Darrisaw, franchise left tackle, the wall protecting J. McCarthy's blind side. The injury? Sits. The Vikings have to shuffle the line against a Cowboys pass rush that features guys who can wreck a game. Here's what you need to understand. Darrisaw didn't just miss practice Wednesday because of soreness. He missed it because the knee injury. But there's no certainty. O'Connell and the training staff are making a game-time decision, and that decision will determine how aggressive Minnesota can be with its play calling. If Darrisaw is OUT, expect shorter drops, quicker reads, and more help on the left side. If he's in, McCarthy can operate with confidence, and the offense opens up. Now flip the script to the defense. Levi Drake Rodriguez, defensive tackle, neck injury, Wednesday, limited, Thursday, full, Friday, full. Why does this matter? Because if the Cowboys decide to run the ball heavily on Sunday night, Rodriguez is one of the key pieces who can stop it. His return gives Brian Flores another body in the trenches, another gap filler, another reason for Dallas to think twice before committing to the ground game. But here's the twist on the Dallas side. Tyler Guyton, Cowboys left tackle, ankle injury. Did not practice Wednesday, did not practice Friday. He's OUT. That's a massive problem for Dallas because the tackle position has been an issue all season long. If Guyton sits, the Cowboys have to plug in a backup against Minnesota's pass rush, and that could tilt the game. Meanwhile, CeeDee Lamb practiced in full Friday and has been cleared from concussion protocol. Lamb is active, which means McCarthy and the secondary have to account for one of the most explosive receivers in the NFL. Do you think Darrisaw playing or sitting is the biggest factor in this game? Comment your take, and if you believe Rodriguez returning gives the Vikings the edge in the trenches, hit that like button and let Dallas know Minnesota's defense is hungry. But the story doesn't end here. One injury decision and one clearance just set the stage for a Sunday night football battle that could define both teams' seasons. The conclusion is coming, and it includes TWO cliffhangers you can't miss. 3 stories, 1 mission. Kevin O'Connell admits a kicker is a weapon and rewrites the game plan. J. McCarthy dodges a $17,000 fine and proves he's the future. Christian Darrisaw's knee holds the fate of the offensive line, while Levi Drake Rodriguez returns to anchor the defense. Minnesota is 5-8, fighting for respect, fighting for momentum, fighting to prove that this season isn't over. This is what Skull Nation lives for. The Vikings just blew out Washington 31-0, snapping a 4-game losing streak, and now they step into the spotlight on Sunday Night Football against a Cowboys team that's 6-1 and just as desperate. Let's break down what this means for the NFC playoff picture. If Minnesota wins, they stay alive in the wild card hunt. If they lose, the margin for error vanishes. The Cowboys are in the same boat. Dallas needs this game to keep pace in the NFC East. And with CeeDee Lamb cleared and George Pickens healthy, Dak Prescott has weapons. But here's the edge. The Vikings have Brandon Flores calling a defense that confused Washington into 0 points. They have J. McCarthy coming off his best game of the season. They have Justin Jefferson rested and ready to explode. And if Darrisaw suits up, the offensive line is complete. This game is a chess match. And O'Connell just showed his hand by admitting Aubrey changes everything. That's respect. That's preparation. That's championship-level coaching. Vikings fans, here's what I need from you. 1. Smash that like if you believe Minnesota is about to shock the world on Sunday Night Football and send the Cowboys into a spiral. 2. Drop a comment with your score prediction and tell me if Darrisaw plays or sits. Bold takes only. 3. Subscribe because every single subscriber makes Packers fans furious, and we're about to own the NFC North conversation. But listen closely. Here's the edge of the cliff. Christian Darrisaw's game-time decision won't be announced until 90 minutes before kickoff. If he sits, the Vikings have to start a backup left tackle against a Dallas pass rush that just got healthier with Jadeveon Clowney listed as limited but likely to play. That's a nightmare scenario. One decision, one knee, one pre-game warm-up will determine if McCarthy has time or if he's running for his life. And on top of that, there's a rumor circulating that the Cowboys are planning a specific scheme to attack Brian Flores' defense, something they stole from film of the Packers game against Minnesota. That story drops Monday, and it includes a quote from a Dallas assistant coach that will make Vikings fans rage. Plus, CeeDee Lamb just cleared concussion protocol, but sources say he's been dealing with a lingering shoulder issue that he hasn't reported. Is he really 100%, or is Dallas rolling the dice? Skull Nation, the war is here. Kickoff is 8:20 p.m. Eastern on Sunday night. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's make the NFL remember why we're the loudest fan base in football. We ride together. See you in the next battle.